What's good, Washington fans? Happy Friday. Hope everybody enjoys their weekend. I will be late. I'll be out and about during the game, so I won't be posting my recap video to the Ravens game tomorrow night, probably until maybe Sunday morning. And then I'm going to try to do a 53-man prediction Sunday as well, because cut down day is August 31st, which is Tuesday. So a lot of things are coming up. So let's get into the preview. I'll do things I'm looking forward to, some bold predictions at the end, and we'll go through camp battles. Guys who are on the bubble of the roster like Troy Apke, Trapke, and DeAndre Carter and some other wide receivers. We'll talk about that, and then we'll get to. Of course, we'll start off with the quarterback competition. Then the Ravens, they have that 19-game winning streak. Is the battle of the Beltway. It's preseason, so you always want to go out there and win every game. So they got a 19-game winning streak in the preseason, which doesn't matter at all, in my opinion. It's just interesting stuff. But let's see if we can end the streak in the Battle of the Beltway at Landover, Maryland, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Let's start off with quarterbacks here. Ron Rivera has not officially named a starter yet. You look at other teams, they name their starters. Teddy Bridgewater has been named the starter. Jameis Winston has been named the starter, et cetera, et cetera. So Ryan Fitzpatrick has not been named the starter yet, but he basically is going to be the starter. He's taken all the first team reps. He's been with the first team in the 2 games. Taylor Heineke hasn't really gotten any first team reps at all, but I am hearing that Ryan Fitzpatrick barely practiced yesterday. So I don't know if we're going to see the starters or not. Ron Rivera did say that, they might play. I forgot what he said, but we'll see if they play or not. I doubt, from what I'm hearing from Ron Rivera, that they will play. So we'll see. Of course, the Ravens are not going to play Lamar Jackson. They're going to play Tyler Huntley, basically a Lamar Jackson impersonator. And this guy can run, man. He's fast, just like Lamar. Not as shifty as Lamar, but he can move, man. He's super fast. So the linebackers, they got their work cut out for him. Jamin Davis, Cole Holcomb if he plays, John Bostic, if those guys play, they got their work cut out for him. This guy Tyler Huntley can run around, man. He's pretty darn fast. But let's get back to the quarterbacks. We have not scored a touchdown. The first team has not scored a touchdown, which is alarming, in my opinion. I think it is a concern. But I want to see them have a couple of drives. I wouldn't mind it, because I think it looks like they're just off. Ryan Fitzpatrick missing Adam Humphries. He's supposed to have that connection with him. And Adam Humphries are supposed to be best buds. And they look a little off right now. Logan Thomas, he overthrew Logan. So he has hit Logan Thomas a couple of times. But in that Bengals game, he overthrew Logan Thomas. Didn't really get to connect with Terry McLaurin in the Bengals game. Ryan Fitzpatrick looked off, and I think Taylor Heineke was the better quarterback against the Bengals. Taylor Heineke went 11 for 13, 90-something yards, and did lead a touchdown drive. I just thought he looked better in the 2 games, to be honest with you, out of the quarterbacks. Now, Kyle Allen, he's supposed to get a lot of playing time as well. Steven Montez got a lot of reps in practice. So I personally, I don't really think we're going to see much of Ryan Fitzpatrick, if at all. I think it's going to be a lot of Taylor Heineke, a lot of Kyle Allen, and a lot of Steven Montez. So Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's going to be the starter. And it's not always about who starts, it's about who finishes the season. And I'm rooting for Fitzpatrick. I really am. I think he does have the tools to make this offense better, of course, way better than what it was last year. But we do know his limitations and some of the turnovers and whatnot. But if he can just limit it and dial it down, he doesn't have to do too much, honestly. If he can just manage the game, I think we'll be fine. I think we can win 9, 10, 11 games. If he doesn't turn the football over and our defense does its thing, and Antonio Gibson and J.D. McKissick and my guy Jared Patterson, if they do their thing offensively, I think we can win 9, 10, 11 games if the defense shows up like they're supposed to. But like I said, it is concerning about that first team offense. I'm excited to see Taylor Heineke again. He's a gamer. He's better in games than he is in practice. This is just how he is. He's fearless. He makes plays. He makes something shake out of nothing. He's really good at avoiding the pass rush, ducking his head. He's a gamer. He's just got to hold on to the football. He was a little careless with the football against the Bengals. They stripped it. And I think other teams in a real game probably would have got to that fumble quicker than we did. He got lucky with that one, with that fumble. So I thought he played pretty well against the Bengals and the Patriots for the most part. There were some scary plays, but I thought he played pretty well. Kyle Allen wasn't bad either, 2 for 4. Did throw the pass to Steven Sims. He would have been 3 for 4. Potentially would have led to a touchdown drive, but Steven Sims did drop that pass. So Kyle Allen, he's okay, but I just see a lot of Colt McCoy when I look at Kyle Allen, in my opinion. That's just what I really see. So I'm just not too hyped up on Kyle Allen. I think he's a really solid backup, but he has his limitations as well. Played pretty well against the Cowboys last year, and then that Giants game, he coughed up and had the scoop and score, gave that up, and then also threw a bad interception in the middle against the Giants as well. And he is the guy that got Ron Rivera fired when he lost to the Washington Redskins 2 years ago when we beat the Panthers in Carolina. So that's it for the quarterbacks for me. Just seeing what Taylor Heinicke can do, and Kyle Allen and Steven Montez. We'll see how they do in this last game. And then we'll move over to the running backs. Of course, Gibson's going to make the roster. McKissick, Peyton Barber, Jared Patterson. I got 4 guys making the roster. But the importance for the running backs is the 3rd and 1 situations, the 4th and 1 situations. Is they're going to give Jared Patterson some more chances to do that in this game. I think he's going to get a lot of run. I think, honestly, he'll probably start, to be honest with you, in this game. And he's capable of doing it. He converted on a 3rd and 1 against the Bengals, and he converted for a touchdown as well. So I think he's certainly capable of doing it. But I think Ron is going to keep 4. I think he's going to keep Peyton Barber, Jaden McKissick, Jared Patterson, and Antonio Gibson. I think he's going to keep all those guys. I got Jared Patterson getting about 70 yards again. I don't think he's going to reach 100 this game against the Ravens, but I think he's going to get in 70 yards and about 30 yards receiving. I think he's going to have another great game. I do want to see him return some punts, though, and return some kickoffs as well. I do want to see that from Jared Patterson. So I'm intrigued to see that. And that does affect the wide receivers. So let's move over to the wide receivers real quick. This is the most popular competition here. I'm looking at AGG. I'm looking at DeAndre Carter. I'm looking at Dax Milne. I'm predicting Dax Milne to have a solid to a big game. I really have a feeling he's going to get about, I would say, 60 yards receiving. It doesn't sound big, but when you come in and only play 1/2, that's a good amount of yards in 1/2, 60 yards. And I'm predicting that Dax Milne gets a touchdown as well. I'm predicting De'Ami Brown gets a touchdown as well. I think we're finally going to score. Well, this is not the first team, but I think the second team is going to score some touchdowns here. I think Taylor Heinicke is going to score a touchdown as well, which probably is going to be the first, starting off in the first quarter. But those are the guys I have scoring. I have De'Ami and Dax Milne scoring tomorrow night against the Ravens. But my 6, I got 6 receivers making the roster: Terry McLaurin, Curtis, Adam Humphries, De'Ami Brown, Cam Sims, and AGG. I think AGG gets that last spot, but if he drops a pass, I think he will be released. So he's on thin ice too, just like how Steve Sims is. Well, he has more of a longer leash, but I think if he does drop a pass and say Dax Milne shows out, DeAndre Carter returns a punt back for a touchdown or gets a nice punt return, kick return, I think DeAndre Carter is one of those guys, could leapfrog AGG and make the roster, and that would be the 6 wide receivers. Could they keep 7? I don't think Ron's really going to keep 7. He could, because we do need a punt returner really big. We don't have a clear-cut punt returner at the moment. I think Jared Patterson is capable of doing it, but other wide receivers, it's really between DeAndre Carter and Dax Milne. Maybe Adam Humphries. I doubt they put him out there because he's been a little injury prone the last couple of years. So I'm really looking at AGG. He's got to bring the ball down. He's got to catch the football. Even if he hits the ground, he cannot let the ball pop out like it did in that Patriots game on the 2-point conversion. He's got to do his thing and hang on to the football. Same thing with DeAndre Carter, Dax Milne. They haven't got many opportunities. I want to see those guys get more opportunities, and I want to see them throw the ball downfield to De'Ami Brown as well. Give him more of a chance. Now let's move over to the tight ends. Of course, Logan Thomas, John Bates. In that 3rd tight end spot, there's some competition there. Sammy Reyes, Ricky Seals-Jones, Caleb Wilson, the guy that I like that we picked up the other day or last week. I like what I saw from him from UCLA. I know that's college. Hasn't done much in his pro career, but I'm intrigued by him. I think he's talented. Now, Ricky Seals-Jones, I like him a lot too. He's good. He's a really good receiving tight end. Played wide receiver in college at Texas A&M. I thought that was a pass interference against the Patriots, and I thought he had 1 or 2 good catches against the Bengals. I thought he moved the chains on one play. Now, Sammy Reyes, he is our most physical blocker, as Ron Rivera said. Very talented, athletic freak. The guy is a grinder on and off the field. Worked DoorDash. Got emotional in a press conference talking about how he came up from Chile and worked his way up playing basketball, making it to here now. So, I mean, I think he is going to make the roster. My 3 tight ends, I said this yesterday, is probably going to be John Bates, Logan Thomas, of course, and Sammy Reyes. But I do think Sammy Reyes is going to be put on the practice squad. So he has to show out tomorrow night against the Ravens. If he goes out there and drops a pass, that is going to hurt his style. I still think he'll make the roster regardless, but I'm not going to say it's more concerning because he's very raw. This is his first time playing real football under the lights, but he is 50-50 with catching the football. He bobbled both his catches in the Patriots game, and then he dropped 2 catches also in practice the other day from what I heard from John Kine. So it is a concern. He is our best blocker, but I think, honestly, what's going to happen is he's going to make the roster. They'll cut Ricky Seals-Jones. They'll put Sammy Reyes on the practice squad for 1 year, just let him learn, get more comfortable playing football. And then they'll hope that Ricky Seals-Jones clears waivers, and then they'll put him on the roster. That will be our 3 tight ends, a guy who's more reliable catching the football than Ricky Seals-Jones. So keep an eye on Sammy's, man. Keep an eye on Sammy's. Keep an eye on Ricky Seals-Jones. Keep an eye on John Bates, too. keep an eye on Caleb Wilson, all those guys. Offensive lineman, Sam Cosmi should get a lot of work too. Cornelius Lucas. Eric Flowers just won the starting job from what I heard over Wes Schweitzer. Wasn't really mad at whoever won that job. You know, iron sharpens iron. I think either one is capable. Wes Schweitzer had a great year last year. Eric Flowers was really good 2 years ago when we had him. And then Cornelius Lucas, Charles Lano, we'll see if he plays or not. Brandon Sheriff, I don't really expect him to play much. We'll probably see a lot of Sadiq Charles, Wes Martin, guys like that. Tyler Larson. Don't really expect Chase Ruia to play much either. So Keith Ishmael, we'll see those guys too. We'll see who makes the roster, either Tyler Larson or Keith Ishmael. You know, I'm hearing that Tyler Larson got a lot of reps too at the center position in practice, so we'll see what happens. Dustin Hawkins, almost forgot to talk about him. He was not good in practice the other day. I heard he was 4 out of 6 in field goals, and Cheeseman had a low snap as well. So Dustin Hopkins, he has to make all his kicks. He cannot go out there and miss a 45-yard kick or a 50-yard kick. He's just on thin ice. Now, Ron Rivera, you look at the Giants, they traded their kicker to another team. Teams are bringing in competition at kicker spots. And I know there's some things going on off the field with Dustin Hopkins, but it's a business at the end of the day. You cannot go out there and miss extra points, miss 25-yard field goals, 35-yard field goals. We just can't do that this year. We have no room or margin of error this year going up against Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, the Bills, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers. We have a tough schedule. We just cannot have a kicker going out there missing extra points and missing chippies out there. So we just don't have a lot of time for that. Cameron Cheeseman as well. They got to get the chemistry going with these snaps. He was our 6th-round pick. Spent some draft capital on a long snapper. So they just got to get it together. Trust Way as well, holding the foot. Whatever's going on, they need to get it together. Defensive end spot, that's what I'm looking at too. William Bradley King, Shaka Tony, Casey Toohill was on the sideline. William Jackson was on the sideline as well. He's probably not going to play. Curtis Samuel's not going to play either. So our 2 high-priced free agents have not practiced. Kendall Fuller did practice the other day, so that's good news. He's coming back. But I'm not hitting the panic button on William Jackson or Curtis Samuel either, even though it is concerning that Curtis Samuel has been out for a long period of time. I think he will be ready for week 1, but I wanted to see him get chemistry with Fitzpatrick and the quarterbacks, because they got to get that connection, man. He's supposed to be our deep threat, so they got to get on the same page and get that chemistry going. So I wish he could have played in at least 1 or 2 preseason games. And I think he definitely would have helped this offense. I think the offense would have looked a lot better with Curtis Samuel out there because he just brings a different dynamic to the offense. So Casey Toohill, like I said, was on the sidelines. Derek Forrest was on the sidelines as well in practice. I don't know if he's going to play tomorrow night or even make the roster, to be honest. He just has not had that great of a training camp or preseason, where he got faked out on that bootleg. Even though it was an illegal man field called on that play, he got faked out of his shoes and he was lost in the sauce on that play. And then also he did have the helmet. I personally thought it was a regular old football play, but it is what it is. They called a helmet to helmet on that play where he forced the fumble. Defensive, let's get back to that. Montrezl Sweat and Chase Young, I would not play them in this game tonight, to be honest with you. Bradley King, James Smith-Williams, and Daniel Wise, Boomy Rotimi. I think out of those guys, I think Bradley King makes the roster and James Smith-Williams makes the roster. I don't see Casey Toohill making it this year. He could maybe Daniel Wise, practice squad guys like that. We'll see. Shaka Tony. He can make the practice squad. He might be that last DE to make it behind James Smith-Williams and William Bradley King. William Bradley King had a nice strip sack in the game against the Bengals, so I'm interested to see how he does against the Ravens, against Tyler Huntley or Jason Huntley, whatever his name is. John Allen, Deron Payne, Matt Nice, Tim Settle, we'll see if they play any snaps. We'll see what happens there. David Bada, Deborah Lawrence, those are the guys that probably will get a lot of the reps. Linebackers, like I already said, Jamin Davis, they got a tough test against Huntley, the quarterback for the Ravens. He's going to be running around, so they like to run the football. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, they got some good running backs. Even some of the backup running backs are good for the Ravens too. So they're going to be running the football. They're going to try to run the football. That's what the Ravens love to do. Corners, it's tough here, man. Trey Apke, Danny Johnson, Torrey McTyer, Darryl Roberts. This is probably one of the most competitive spots here or positions on the roster right now to make this 53. Trey Apke, Ron Rivera loves him some Trey Apke. Jack Del calls him Trapke. And this is gonna be a tough matchup. The Ravens have some good second string, third string receivers like Tylan Wallace out of Oklahoma State, James Prochet, Devin Duvernay, Benjamin Victor. They got some good low key receivers that were drafted in the later rounds that can jump. They got bounce. And Trey Apke, he struggled last week against the Bengals where the guy kind of mossed him on that one play. But where he's safe at is special teams, being that gunner, being that ace. Ron Rivera loves it. Jack Del Rio loves it. Nate Catcher loves it. So I personally have a feeling that Trey Apke is going to make the roster. Ben St. Juste is going to be starting for the most part. And Torrey McTyer probably will be starting like they did on the outside. Torrey and Yeah, and Jimmy Moreland probably in the inside as well. So I got Jimmy making it. Some people feel like Jimmy might be on the outside, looking on the outside looking in, but I think Jimmy Moreland certainly is a lock to make this roster. I did hear from Ben Stanley that Danny Johnson, some teams have been calling interested in a trade for Danny Johnson. I don't know what they would give up, probably like a 6 or 7 round pick. So we'll see what happens. I hope the Washington football team, I hope they keep Danny Johnson. He was a good kick returner, and he's just been a good leader on the team as well. Safety, I got Landon Collins, Cam Curl, Bobby McCain, DeShazier Everett, Jeremy Reeves making a roster. Those are my 5 safeties, to be honest with you. But Derek Forrest, Cole Luke, we'll see how they do tonight or tomorrow night. I don't see Derek Forrest really making it. He might be put on IR or something like that so they can keep him on the roster or practice squad. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the cornerback battle. I'm looking forward to the wide receiver battle, man. I got Jared Patterson getting 70 yards and a touchdown. Diami getting a touchdown. I got Dax Milne getting some good yardage as well. And I'm going to predict that Torrey McTyer gets an interception. I think William Bradley King will also get another sack as well tomorrow night. So those are my predictions. I do not predict win or losses in preseason games. The Ravens, they just win preseason games. For whatever reason it is, they just come out there and win preseason games. They've been winning preseason games for the last 4 years. Trace McSorley won't be playing. He's actually a decent quarterback. But yeah, I want to see how Heineke does in this game because he's going to get a lot of reps. He's going to get a lot of playing time. So I'm excited to see how Heineke does. I want to see how Kyle Allen does too. I want to see both those guys. And I want to see the Jared Patterson show. I really do. Those are the things I want to see. And if Dustin Hawkins can get his kicks, make his kicks, because they're going to get some opportunities there. He's going to have to convert. So, all right, you guys, let me know what you guys think. Any bold predictions you guys got? Any bold predictions for the 53-man roster? Which wide receivers you guys think is going to make it? Running backs too, tight ends, different things like that. So you guys let me know, comment below. All right, you guys, hell to the football team. Peace.